I will buy you a pony if you can name me one foreign policy victory they have had, measured any way you want to.
The world is on fire because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's weakness on the global stage. Their decisions embolden tyrants, terrorists, and authoritarians worldwide. We'll break down the disastrous policies and real consequences. It's only going to get worse unless America wakes up. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's get into it.
Congratulations, President Biden, Vice President Harris. You have been politically correct. But in doing so, you have undermined America's security interests. Part of the reason that we find ourselves in a world on fire in Ukraine, in the Indo-Pacific, and now in the Middle East is because of our naivete and our weakness, and more specifically, the naivete and the weakness of the Biden administration. I will buy you a pony if you can name me one foreign policy victory they have had, measured any way you want to. The Biden administration sends a message of weakness when it refuses to enforce the oil sanctions on Iran, when it cut and ran in Afghanistan, when it removed the sanctions on Russia's Nord Stream 2 pipeline, when it gave Iran $4.5 billion in cash from the International Monetary Fund. And I could go on. Whether you think we should have been in Afghanistan or not, the withdrawal was a circus parade of bad decisions. By ignoring those who knew better, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris delivered these terrorists their biggest win in years.
The Biden-Harris administration has made it clear. America is no longer leading. Instead, we are retreating, bowing, and letting our enemies do whatever they want. Look at the track record. Iran sanctions, ignored. Tehran is raking in billions. Afghanistan, a catastrophic, humiliating withdrawal. Nord Stream 2, Biden lifted Trump-era sanctions. Massive payouts, Iran got billions, Russia got billions, China got billions, and for what? To spread their influence and undermine the West. You think that's a coincidence? You think that just happened? No, it's a deliberate pattern of weakness.
Well, here's what's going on. I mean, I've seen the classified information. The quarterback is President Xi in China, and he's working with Putin and the Ayatollah in Iran, and their goal is to have Russia dominate Central and Eastern Europe, have Iran dominate the Middle East, and have China be free to do what it wants in the Indo-Pacific and Sub-Saharan Africa and in South America. I don't want America to be the world's policeman, but I don't want Russia or China or the Ayatollah to be either. If you decide to be a bear, be a grizzly. We can't blink, especially when you're dealing with hard men like these. And they're not scared of President Biden or Vice President Harris. Just look at, they're running wild, and the Biden-Harris administration just allows them to do it. Treasury Secretary Yellen, with the White House is okay, gave President Putin $17 billion through the International Monetary Fund. At the same time, the Treasury Secretary gave Iran $5 billion, and she signed off on $40 billion for China. We're going backwards here, and nobody will talk about it.
Here's what's happening. China, Russia, and Iran are carving up the world. Ukraine was just the beginning. Iran wants the Middle East. China's taking over with Belt and Road deals. And Biden, Harris, they're nowhere. These men respect power, and we don't have any. A crisis of leadership. Look, I don't want America to be the world's police, but I also don't want China, Russia, or Iran running the show. If we don't lead, they will. The problem? Biden, Harris, Blinken, Sullivan, they're not warriors. They are not cut out for this moment in history.
My position is pretty clear. I love Israel. I despise Putin. I despise the Communist Party of China. And I despise the Ayatollah in Iran. Vice President Harris, President Biden, Secretary Blinken, National Security Advisor Sullivan, they're not wartime consigliaries. They're diplomats. They think if we just sit down and hug our enemies and give them a cup of hot cocoa, everything will be okay. We're in a prison riot here with our enemies. They want to quote Socrates. Weakness invites the wolves.
The real consequences. When America is weak, the world suffers. Gas prices skyrocketing, Biden killed U.S. energy independence. Terror attacks rising, Iran flush with cash. Russia on the move, Biden gave them the green light. China expanding, TikTok bans won't stop them. Our adversaries aren't just watching, they're acting. Conclusion. What happens next? Weakness invites the wolves. That's not just a saying, it's reality. And the wolves are already at the door. The Biden-Harris administration has sent a clear message. America is no longer a force to be reckoned with. So here's my question to you. What happens next? Do we keep watching as America crumbles, or do we wake up and demand strength from our leaders? Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching. Stay strong, stay informed, and I'll see you next time.